Welcome to our series, Kinda Sorta Christian. Let me tell you where that phrase, kinda sorta Christian, comes from. In America, the overwhelming majority of people claim to believe in God. Recent studies have shown only about 3% of the population claims to be an atheist. Another 4% claims to be agnostic, and about 16% of the population doesn't really have an opinion about God. They don't really have any thoughts about God. They're not sure what they believe. And so that means that the majority of Americans believe in God. And in fact, according to another study, most Americans believe that Jesus is the Son of God. Not just a prophet, not just a miracle worker, but Jesus is the Son of God. And studies have shown that over 70% of Americans claim to be Christian. Over 70%. Now, I don't know about you, but I was kind of surprised by that because as I look around the people around me, as I look around my community, as I look around my country, it doesn't really feel like 70% of the people around me are Christians. In fact, as I think about it, it seems like a lot of people who claim to be Christians, and certainly a lot of people who claim to believe in God, their belief in God doesn't seem to change their lives. A lot of people who claim to be Christians, they might as well claim to be atheists or agnostics, or they might as well claim to worship aliens who built the pyramids and bow down to them, because their belief in God, their belief in Christianity doesn't seem to make any difference in their lives. Their lives just sort of look like everyone else. That their belief in what they say they think about God doesn't make a discernible difference in their lives. They are kinda sorta Christians. They claim to be Christians, but it's tough to see how being a Christian really affects their lives. Now, as we talk about this, and we talk about the big mass of people out in the world who are kinda sorta Christians, I'm sure a lot of us can picture a kinda sorta Christian. I'm sure a lot of us know a kinda sorta Christian or two, and so maybe when I mention that, you're like, oh yeah, my brother is a kinda sorta Christian. My neighbor is a kinda sorta Christian. But we're not really just sort of worried about the massive humanity out there. I want you to be worried about yourself. I'm worried about myself. Are you a kinda sorta Christian? Or to put it another way, does your belief in God, or does your belief in Jesus change your life? Does it affect you in any sort of discernible way? Because what we're gonna see in this series, we're gonna look at 4 statements of kinda sorta Christians. The 4 statements are, I'm a Christian, but I don't know God. I'm a Christian, but I want my own way. I'm a Christian, but I don't go overboard. I'm a Christian, but I don't trust God. And we're gonna see in these 4 categories of kinda sorta Christianity that being a kinda sorta Christian is really no Christian at all. That what God wants for us, God wants to change our lives, He wants to transform our lives, and He wants us to have a fully formed belief in Him and a full trust in Him. And so our hope is throughout this series that once and for all, we'll discard kinda sorta Christianity, and we will put our faith in true biblical Christianity that changes so much of our lives. And so today, we're gonna start with a statement, I'm a Christian, but I don't know God.